Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of October 1 through 14, 2024. This is a reading if you are Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising, or have another significant Scorpio placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is a astrological spread using the 12 houses of astrology. My main deck, as those of you who watch regularly know, is Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche, and our clarifying deck, our clarifying tarot deck, is the Spirit Within Tarot. For some reason I always want to reverse those words, but it's the Spirit Within Tarot. And then our extra deck today is going to be the Black Moon astrology cards. So, excuse me for having a cough drop today. I have, this weather is kind of affecting my head, and I have a little bit of a sore throat here. So, I want to make sure I can do this. Okay. So, again, very intense month, October. Mars, who is one of your ruling planets, at least traditionally, is in all kinds of oppositional stances. It's in Cancer right now. It's going to be opposing Pluto. It's going to make a conjunction with Jupiter retrograde in the 7th house, I think, and which is in Libra. And the outer planets are forming a kind of weird alignment to each other. We've got a lot of omens coming up this month, kind of almost a repetition of the previous eclipse time, because we do have an eclipse happening on October 2nd, a solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse in Libra. And eclipses always bring big change. And we also have, along with this, we have a second moon. Okay, we have this asteroid that's going to be going along with the orbit of the moon for a certain period of time. We have Pluto going direct, still be in Capricorn, but it's no longer going to be going retrograde. It's, like I said, it's going to be in opposition to Mars at a certain point. There's going to be some tension with Saturn. There's going to be a nice grand water trine at the beginning of the month with I want to say it's Venus in the 8th house, Venus in Scorpio, Saturn in Pisces, and what would be the other one in Cancer is Mars. Okay, so there's actually with grand trines when you have a planet in each of the signs of the same element. So October is going to start off very nicely, emotionally and so forth. But by mid-month, and we have this comet that's appearing that should be visible in the night sky. There's a possibility of a supernova that we might be able to see. There's all of this, like I said, this alignment, this very strange alignment between the gas giants. So Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. They're almost like in this kind of, their orbits are kind of in perfect alignment. And then we also have, what was the other big thing this month? Besides the eclipse, there was, I feel like there was one other cataclysmic event that was coming up. Well, cataclysmic is a strong word, but something that certainly in ancient times would have been taken as big omens. So a lot going on this month. Mars is in a very tense, almost landmine type place, especially on the world stage. So things can definitely get explosive this month. So being that you have Mars energy associated with your sign, even though you're a water sign, and I think also Pluto is associated with Scorpio as well. So you kind of have like the double dose here. So just be aware this month that this could be a very volatile month. This is a good time to think twice, keep your temper in check, because there's going to be a lot of energy that I think is especially going to affect you. Yeah, and in fact, in the first house right away, we have this 5 of Wands, which is showing you feeling like you're in conflict with others. Now, 5 of Wands is not serious conflict. It's more like, to me, it's more of a card of irritation or maybe just competition. And what's interesting is straight across, you have the 5 of Swords in the relationship house. So I don't know. This seems to me like there's going to be some tension here, where you just want everybody out of your space, everybody to stop trying to put their stuff on you. Air indicates the need to detach from others. I mean, there's a friendliness to air. It's not that saying, be mean and unfriendly. It's just saying, you may just need to kind of detach your emotions, take a step back from certain things. Right now, maybe not asserting yourself as much, because it seems like there's not only a lot of potential competition here, where you may feel caught up in a lot of this. Maybe you're getting caught up in things that really either don't concern you or are not, not part of where you need to be. Now in the 7th house of Libra, now this is one of the relationship houses, you've got Urias with the 5 of Swords, and that's a tricky aspect. I never like to say this in a reading, but for some people, if there has been any suspicion of spousal cheating or something in a relationship, that could be an indicator of that. And so again, I don't want to falsely accuse anybody of anything, but there's definitely the sense here of something where, because 5 of Swords, there's a jealousy and there's also a sense of defeat. As you see, this is a person holding the swords, all the swords, and this other person who came to fight with them is now walking away. There's a sense that we feel defeated in some way. So this is definitely an energy of what we are not, because Urias is something that we don't expect, something that's hidden. That said, Urias is also a card of outwitting our adversaries. So I don't know. It seems to me like there could be some tension within a relationship, tension with other people, whether these are friends, whether it's a business partner, whether it's a spouse, or maybe you're even just interested in somebody and you feel like defeated, like there's too much competition. If that's the case, actually, let me look at the 5th house here. Okay, you've got Crook and Flail with the King of Wands. So you might be, if you're dating or interested in somebody, you may be interested in somebody who's somewhat high profile here. I mean, King of Wands is somebody who's a go-getter, someone who gets what they want. A very successful person. And with the Crook and Flail here, I mean, yeah, there's this idea of somebody who is very, very highly visible. And maybe you're feeling like, I'm not going to get this person. You may be very down on yourself and say, oh, you know, I don't see this happening. But I think in that particular case, Urias could indicate that things are not what they appear to be. So I guess it's going to depend on how you're coming at it. If you're coming at it from the idea that, oh, this person likes me and this is totally going to happen, you might be surprised the other way. You might be this person. On the other hand, if you think, oh, this person would never look at me, they're not interested, Urias could go the other way for you and say, maybe, don't assume, never say never, you know? So, interesting energy there. Libra had a very similar placement, though they didn't have the 5 of Swords. They had a different card there, but yeah, I definitely feel like there's a sense that you feel like you are going to be in contention with people. Now, if I look at your financial segment, okay, there is going to be a change in your money situation. With Wheel of Fortune, this is something, there's almost something fatalistic about it. Now, Wheel of Fortune does not necessarily have to mean fate with a capital F. I don't know. There's not always such a thing in the strict way that we think about it. Nonetheless, it does mean outside changes coming in. And Anubis generally indicates protection. So whatever's changing, it does seem to be that you'll be safe. So in other words, you don't have to worry, oh, I'm going to be bankrupt, or oh, I'm going to lose my money, or, my house, or whatever. There's definitely a sense of protection with Anubis, but there also could be a sense of negotiation as well. So Anubis sometimes comes up when we need to set boundaries with people as well. So take it as it resonates there. But Wheel of Fortune does seem to indicate changes that are coming to you, not changes you have to work for financially. Like there's going to be something coming to you. So yeah, so see how that shakes out. Now, in your 3rd house of Gemini energy here, you have Ptah with the King of Swords. Okay, this is definitely a card of working hard and making decisions, making the tough decisions. Ptah is about building something. So for some of you, this is going to be about building a business. This could just be about building some kind of a relationship. And the relationship doesn't have to be, I don't necessarily mean a love relationship here. Gemini energy is just about messages back and forth, communicating. This could be communicating. For some of you, you could be communicating with an air sign person, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, but doesn't have to be. There's definitely this sense, the energy of this is like all business, okay? It's all business. It's not an emotional kind of a back and forth. It's definitely, this is definitely more intellectual, more just the facts, more let's look at the cold hard facts and make the decision. There's a certain amount of back and forth here on something. So if you're trying to build a business, this could be just ironing out the nuts and bolts of finances, legal, all that kind of fun stuff. Or it could just be that you are you are just looking to make some decisions in your life. There's something you're looking to build. This sometimes can be in a literal way. Maybe some people are building a home or something like that, or just something else. Or this usually tie those in a figurative way. And again, a strong sense of boundaries with this card too. You've got boundaries financially, and you've got boundaries here in your communication. And seeing this, yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's certain people pushing your boundaries right now, Scorpio, and you are trying to, find your footing, find your place here. We do see a lot of positive energy here in the 4th house because we have this Leo energy from Horus, and we also have the Sun. So, your home might be your happy place right now. You might be preferring to be at home, or maybe with your family. Your family might also be the source of your happiness here. And this feels very much to me like, and this is a very strong family vibe as well. So the sun definitely, whatever the sun appears, it's like shining a light on something. So there's definitely something shining a light on a home or a family situation. But this does seem to be in a very positive way. So if there has been any kind of family drama or difficulty, this does look like there is a bright spot to be found there. Now, if I look at the job situation, you have 4 of Pentacles with Pyramid. Okay, so those of you who are working, if you're in a situation where maybe you don't, you want to change jobs, but but this is more or less saying hanging on to what you've got for right now. If a new job is on the table, or if there's a thought about it, you may be just trying to keep what you've got. 4 of Pentacles is again, there's that energy of Chtha. There's a sense of you're very Capricornian, like I'm hanging on to what I've got. Now, the thing about hanging on to what you've got is that sometimes by making an investment or opening up to a certain degree, that you actually can earn more by taking a little bit of a risk. Sometimes we have to, if we cling to this too tightly, then we never grow, And I think there's going to be some things going on financially that are going to bring you to a decision about that. And I feel like it's a positive decision, not a negative one. So if you feel like you've been just struggling to make ends meet, which is a lot of times what happens when this card comes up, there may be a situation where you may just be holding the fort for now. But Pyramid indicates challenges. So you are going to be tested in some way with regard to a job, something. This also has to do with service to others as well. And this can sometimes be called the miser card. So I don't know. There may be a situation where you haven't been helpful and maybe you're being challenged to be helpful. And again, I'm not saying you're not helpful because you're being, deliberately unhelpful, but it just may be a situation where you feel like you may have to step in on something. Now, 4 of Pentacles, there's an energy here of you're being tested in some way. And right now you might be just kind of choosing to stay where you are, but it may also be presenting you with the idea that expanding your horizons may be better. This also has to do with, this energy can also have to do with our health, can have to do with situations with pets and things like that too. So take it as it resonates here. Let's look at your 8th house here, which is your own energy, Scorpio energy, house of transformation. Okay, you have Isis and the Ace of Wands. So Isis indicates something that you have been persevering with patiently. There's a strong compassionate energy with this card. So this is strongly emotional in almost a mothering kind of a sense. Now, when I look at this down here, Chtha is also about kind of building something up, chipping away at something you've been waiting for. Some kind of change you've been waiting for, and Ace of Wands looks like it's going to be here. Because Ace of Wands is a powerful new change. And with the Ace of Wands, this is sheer fire energy. And remember what we had said about Mars and where Mars is. It just seems like there's going to be a lot of action. There's going to be a lot of things opening up. For some people in love, this could mean passion, potentially. But whatever it is a powerful new beginning. And I also feel, given what we've just said about this month's astrology, that this may be challenging you to be compassionate to people. You may be in this King of Wands mindset where you're like, I'm ready to charge through. No one's going to stand in my way. And this may be saying, just make sure you're patient and make sure you don't mow over anybody in the process of what's going on. But it may be something too, especially since we're seeing Pyramid here. You could have a situation that's going to require some patience. Now, if I look at the 9th house, Sagittarius energy, this is, okay, we have Knight of Pentacles with Hathor. Again, it's really interesting. You've got all of these cards of, staying detached, making unemotional decisions, working at something slowly and steadily, because this, again, is a very slow and steady card, Knight of Pentacles. In the house of Sagittarius, again, just like the Four of Pentacles, there's not a whole lot of opening up here. It's kind of more like just taking things, putting one foot in front of the other. Hathor is more about the way in which we may be trying to get things organized, okay? Trying to put things together for ourselves. It's interesting that you have Ta in the 3rd house and Hathor in the 9th. These are often regarded as kind of opposites to each other. Like Hathor and Ta are almost considered to be like a pair in the way that Isis and Osiris are, even though, I guess Sekhmet does actually, which is an aspect of Hathor, does actually mate with Ta in Egyptian mythology. So you've got this kind of partnering in the 3rd to 9th house, and this has to do with communication, with deep thought. 9th house has to do with expanding your horizons, so higher education. It has to do with maybe spirituality, taking long trips. But with the Knight of Pentacles, I don't see this travel going on. This is more, this guy's not on a horse. He's just standing here, because a lot of the knights, they are, they come riding in on the horse, and this guy's just kind of standing where he is. And Hathor, there's a strong energy. I mean, this could have to do with a female person, literally, just as Ta could potentially have to do with a male. But I feel more like this is just, there's strong Taurus and Virgo energy with this. So I feel like in a house like of that, it's more like the idea of how you're going to figure things out or how you're going to get things organized. Hathor is more about settling down, making a home, and also or learning things in connection with that, perhaps. But more, it feels more to me like the energy of, how can I be efficient? How can I get organized? How can I clean out the clutter before I make any changes and move forward? It's more like we're still working through the plan one step at a time here, though there is definitely this impetus that we're ready to move, but that seems to be the way things are going. 10th house, this is your career house. Okay, you have strength in the buckle of Isis. So you have been making efforts towards something. Now, if you're not at a point where you're in a career, like for example, some people are pushing towards retirement or something, there's a sense here that something that you're doing that you're leaving as a legacy is you're making efforts, okay? Buckle of Isis is the work that we put in, hard work that we put in that we're hoping is going to be rewarded. And with strength, there's a sense of needing courage. So there's a sense here of needing to push through the finish line on something. Now, seeing Four of Pentacles and the Pyramid card in the house of job, I call this the job house and this is the career house. It may be that maybe there's a situation where that has been very taxing for you in job or in work that you're doing. Maybe you're burned out, maybe you're tired, maybe you're ready to move on, but you're not doing it quite yet. There's a sense here that you're just kind of hanging on for something. Maybe some of you, it's like you're waiting to retire, like, oh, I can't stand this, but I've got 6 more months till I retire or something like that. There could be an energy of that here. Whatever it is, it says hanging in is worthwhile. Okay, hanging in and hanging tough is worthwhile in whatever's going on with your career situation. If you are somebody who's trying to build a new business and it's been a lot of hard work and you've had to make a lot of hard decisions, I think it's telling you to hang in there and hang tight, that things will get better. Okay, we have another 5. Okay, in the 11th house, you've got water with the 5 of Pentacles. Now, this is the house of friendship and networks, so you may feel either ghosted by somebody, maybe financially you're not where you want to be. 5 of Pentacles can come up when we feel that we are, it's like a poverty card. But more than anything, in the house of friendship, I feel like this is somebody who is not communicating with you, who has ghosted you in some way. Like there's been some kind of a change. With water, is a very, very strongly emotional card, but can indicate a change in a relationship or in a situation. Now, if this has less to do with a friendship and more to do with your goals, you may feel like you don't have enough money to meet your goals, but this is indicating a changing situation. Remember, we have the Wheel of Fortune down here. So something is moving and changing here, but I feel like you feel like you are kind of left out in the cold in some way with regard to your goals. And it's interesting because you're feeling all of this competition with regard to you, your identity, people pushing your boundaries. You may feel a sense, some of you may feel a sense of defeat with regard to relationship. And now we're seeing the Five of Pentacles, the sense of being ghosted maybe by somebody who's a friend. So, yeah, you've got almost all the fives. The only five you don't have, I don't think, is the Five of Cups. So you've got 3 out of 4 fives. And yeah, 5 energy. But the good thing about 5 energy is it does represent change. It says, okay, whatever you're struggling with, it is going to change. And in the 12th house, the Pisces house, which is your house of well, it can be the house of self-undoing, but also imagination. Sometimes it has to do with self-doubt, with what we're afraid of. Okay, we have the King of Swords down here. We have the Queen of Swords here. There may be, the fact that this is showing up in your house of fear, there may be a fear, there may be somebody who you want to be inclined towards you in a positive way or to feel positively about you, but there may be a fear that this is somebody who's going to be cold, detached, who's going to, because this is an energy of somebody who sees through BS, somebody who is maybe a very perfectionist, but this is somebody who does not make decisions emotionally. This person seems to have experience. They may be cynical. They may be embittered about something. I mean, it doesn't have to be all of those things. But it's just like we have this detached air energy here, and we have communications, this King of Swords energy. This is kind of like a cold and potentially critical energy too. So there may be a fear of this. There may be a fear that maybe in a situation where you feel you need somebody to cut you some slack or give you some leadway, maybe they're not doing that. Maybe you feel that they're just being very cold and not really caring about your situation. But this can also indicate that maybe you are looking at things from too logical or too detached of a standpoint. Okay, that this may be that you may be moving more with your head than with your heart. But winged disc does seem to indicate shining a light on something. This is about overcoming difficulties. And the fact that it's showing up in the 12th house seems to indicate that, yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of this kind of logical, detached energy. But I feel this is a situation where honoring your intuition is going to get you farther than trying to just strictly deal with the way things appear in front of you. Because I can tell you with where your Mars is going to be this whole month, Scorpio, you may not be seeing things as they are. There may be a tendency to see things with a very jaundiced eye, to think that people are against you, to feel that you are, I don't know, that you're just in this place where the cold facts in front of you just seem to paint a bleak picture. And you feel like you're not going to move, you're not going to change, like you're stuck. But that's not really what's implied here. It does seem like there's change that is coming, but it's almost like we have to weather this period of time, weather this kind of extreme energy. And I know certainly by the time we get past the first week in November, things are definitely going to mellow out. So it'll be interesting to see what your readings look like in the ensuing weeks. Yeah, you've got Nepenthes overall, which says things have not quite ready to happen yet. And right now, we've got the Chariot and the Two of Pentacles. So the Chariot is about movement and change and trying to, again, make decisions, get control of where you're going. But Two of Pentacles, you may be juggling a lot of different things right now. So really what these cards have to do with is I feel like it's just focus on staying in your lane, staying in control of what you can control. And Two of Pentacles, I think, feel like the advice of this card, I feel like, is you need to stay in the moment of what you're doing. Just deal with whatever comes next. I do think that change is going to be coming, but right now I think it just feels like you are in a space where you may feel like you're ready for a big change, but you may feel more confined. You may have to wait a little bit for things to be exactly where you want them to be. So let's just see what the astrology cards say for you, Scorpio. Let's see what does Scorpio need. Okay, yeah. You got the Earth element card. Okay, stability. Again, goes with the Knight of Pentacles, goes with the Top card. There's a lot here about just keeping your feet on the ground and being patient and just focusing on the practical stuff right now. Don't worry about personalities and people. I have a feeling relationships with people, they could be volatile right now, but I think also you may have a tendency to look at things with either a very defeatist or isolated kind of attitude, kind of a nobody loves me attitude in some things. Or maybe just feel like you there's a lot of competition, and maybe you feel like you can't keep up, or maybe that's going to get your anger up in some ways. But I feel like it's just saying, if there's a job situation that's been tough, it's like, just hang in. I feel like it's like, get through this month and let's just see where we're at. But right now, just focus on one foot in front of the other and staying grounded right now. So I hope this reading was helpful, Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're not already subscribed, if you would like to be notified about these videos. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the middle of October.